Spencer and I would like to dedicate this week's episode of Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe to actor Chadwick Boseman, who passed away this week at the age of 43 after a 4-year battle with colon cancer. Boseman's breakout performance came in 2013 when he portrayed black icon Jackie Robinson in the movie 42. He would go on to play other icons such as James Brown in the movie Get On Up and Thurgood Marshall in the movie Marshall. Boseman would go on to become a global icon and an inspiring symbol of Black Power himself when he took on the role of King T'Challa in Marvel's The Black Panther saga, giving children and adults a chance to finally see a black superhero that was on the same level as Captain America, Iron Man, and the rest of the Avengers. To Chadwick Boseman, we say, rest in power, Wakanda forever.
Let's talk. Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe is brought to you by Maine Spirits. Learn more about the spirits they bring into the great state of Maine and the cocktails you can make with them at mainspirits.com, on Instagram at Maine_spirits, or download their app for your smartphone. The show is also brought to you by Bull Moose. With dozens of locations throughout Maine and New Hampshire, Bull Moose stores are now open for safe distance business. You can learn more or order online at bullmoose.com. The show is also brought to you by State Theatre, Portland, Maine. State Theatre, though closed for concerts, is still dedicated to bringing you quality entertainment during this tough time. We're proud to have them as a sponsor, and you can learn more about them at statetheatreportland.com. We're also brought to you by Sun Tiki Studios, a top-notch rehearsal and performance facility on Forest Avenue in Portland, Maine. Learn more at suntikistudios.com, or you can find them on Facebook.
Nice.
By the end of last week's episode, Spencer, me, Zach, and Wyman had chosen 10 records each from the sinking cargo ship. Of these 10 records each, there are now 25 on account of there being some crossover. These records that we're starting with are as follows: Gillian Welch, Time the Revelator; Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory; Amy Mann, Bachelor No. 2; Wilco, Summer Teeth; Brian Blade Fellowship, Season of Changes; Mastodon, Crack in the Sky; Tom Petty, Full Moon Fever; Soundgarden, Super Unknown; Ben Folds 5, First Album; Elvis Costello, Brutal Youth; Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society; Beach Boys, Pet Sounds; Aretha Franklin, Lady Soul; Curtis Mayfield, Superfly; Marvin Gaye, What's Going On; Bonnie Raitt, Nick of Time; Miles Davis, Kind of Blue; Roberta Flack and Donny Hathaway, Self-Titled; Jimi Hendrix, Axis Bold as Love; The Who, Sell Out; Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here; De La Soul, Stakes is High; Philip Glass Ensemble, Glassworks; The Who, Who's Next; and The Kinks, Something Else. Now we have to whittle it down to 10. All right, we are looking now at a stack of records. It's not 30 because we had some common records between us.
It's a good thing we had multiple copies of every record ever made on board.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, it was really convenient of your relative in England to have multiple copies of every record ever made.
The English think of everything, yes. Zach.
It was also really strange that neither of us ran into each other while grabbing these multiple copies.
It's a very big ship.
In the D section.
What are you grabbing? All right, so because it's, you know, and I also want to keep in mind, like, we should probably let's keep the pacing tight lest we sink.
That's right.
Yes. Like I want to remind everybody that we're in danger.
Yeah. There's some immediacy here for
That's
once.
Right, for once.
Yeah. And I think that would lend to making good decisions. Think from your gut. Don't overthink it. Just
do we have these in our collection because we truly relate to it, or because we want to be seen having it and thought to be interesting? Much in the same way, like, you know, one might put like an acoustic guitar and a surfboard next to their bed when they're in their 20s so that people will find them attractive.
Even though there's only 3 of us on the island, we're like, I wonder if Spencer's cool. Oh, he's got a surfboard and a copy of that record. He must be.
That's so crazy. He's a musician and an athlete? That's so cool.
That's so cool.
All right. Is he playing the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds? I'm kind of suddenly horny because of all 3 of these things. All right.
All right.
So let's take the list okay. There are 2 artists on this list that have more than one title, right? Mm-hmm. And as according to maritime law, as we discussed earlier, we can't have that. So The two artists with multiple titles are the Kinks and the Who. So let's start with the Who, okay? And the choice is between the Who Sell Out and Who's Next. Zach, you chose Sell Out. I chose Who's Next. So it seems fair to turn to Wyman to have him make that choice.
That's a great idea.
Yep. All right, I'm going to pick Who's Next.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
I would actually pick any Who album from Sell Out through It's Hard.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, and the listener will probably hear I do have my laptop on the boat. So you'll probably hear some typing.
Because we're close enough to England to still get Wi-Fi for your Google Doc.
I mean, once we've completed the list, though, you're going to have to leave the laptop on the boat.
Yeah, this is the last list on my laptop. I'm really going to miss it.
The laptop that has like 5,000 albums.
Yeah.
On
No,
it.
I could have absolutely solved this problem right now by simply downloading all this stuff. Yeah, except that my Wi-Fi card got wet or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Sure.
And okay, so
you smoked the mainframe.
The other artists that had two were the Kinks, and the two Kinks albums were Something Else, which I chose, and the Village Green. The Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society, which I also would have happily chose, but Zach chose that one. So again, turn to Wyman.
Okay, so I have to break the tie again. Village Green
is the one you're keeping or voting off.
Yep. Nope, that's the one I'm keeping.
Great. Again, I would go with any Kinks album from Kinda Kinks through Preservation Act Volume 1, probably.
Yep, I think that's also fair. Okay. Now we just have this huge list of great albums. And as we go through, one of us each time we'll kind of, just like we nominated, right? We'll go through and everyone has to throw an album off.
Can I ask you a question before we start
undoubtedly.
this? How, now that we have a whole bunch that have 2 votes for them, how many slots left do we have to fill?
Well, I was thinking that I've made note of that, but I don't think that just because they got 2 votes, they should absolutely be on. I think that
Gotcha. Well, should we start with those and see if anybody wants to fight against the ones with 2?
We could do that.
Maybe it's good to do a clearing round though to get some of it out of
the chaff.
All right,
of which there
I hesitate to call it chaff, but
yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I just to kind of set the tone here, and I want you because I want everyone to know that I have the group's best interest in mind. As I do this, I am going to take one of my records and jettison them. In order to make room for one that John chose.
I think that's an interesting move. I think maybe everybody should consider that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
going to, from my own list, I'll get rid of De La Soul Stakes is High, which pains me. And I think that if we spent time with it, all of us, you would know why I feel the way I feel about it. But also because, John, you also chose Low End Theory. It kind of fills that void.
That was going to be, I was actually going to defend Low End Theory by saying that Low End Theory and Stakes is High is kind of redundant in some ways. With our limited supply, with our limited stores, they might be redundant.
Oh my.
All right. I'm going to strike one of mine from the list. I'm going to go with Curtis Mayfield's Superfly, only because it looks like What's Going On has a stronger chance of making the final list, and they hit upon a lot of similar themes and feels.
Yep.
So, sorry, Curtis. If I ever get rescued, I'll revisit your catalog.
You won't, because I'm going to eat you. Remember, within 5 minutes.
It's okay. As long as I'm enjoying what's going on while I'm being devoured, that's fine.
Being devoured.
Alive, so I can enjoy the music
I'm not insane. I'm just hungry. I missed breakfast. Wyman, you going to shell one of your own?
Yeah. So in the interest of, and again, these aren't redundant under normal circumstances, but I've got two pretty heavy records on there, and I don't think they're both going to make it. So I'm gonna, and I feel like it would be kind of a stretch to convince you guys. Like, I'm gonna get rid of Mastodon. I'm gonna get rid of Crack the Sky.
It's very, very brave of you, John.
Can I pick one of Wyman's records?
To get rid of?
No, to keep.
Oh no, we're just getting rid of. This is subtract.
There'll be no positivity on this shit.
This is
No positivity.
This is subtractive. I mean, okay, well, I don't know. Okay, I said that because that's what it was in my brain. But like, do we all want to go through? Okay, why don't we all each go through and nominate one that has to make it?
Of the list that doesn't already have 2 votes, or just in general?
It doesn't matter whether that's 2 votes or not. Like, forget the 2 votes thing. We know that has 2 votes. Those are probably going to make it. But like, let's go through. Each of us choose one of these that are absolutely going. Like, it must make it.
Sure.
I don't want to go first.
I guess I'll start. I mean, I already said I want to be listening to what's going on while you're eating me. So,
What's going on as a keeper? All right. There it is. I have denoted it on Marvin Gaye. Which one do you have to have, Wyman?
Okay, well, I'm gonna say this because it is the one I have to have. It was my first pick, and I didn't really spend any time. You know, it was early on in the process of selecting it, so I was panicky. I didn't really talk about why I liked it, but I'm gonna pick Gillian Welch, "Time the Revelator," because it's so simple. It is literally 2 voices, 2 guitars. You know, from somebody who spends every day in and day out making gigantic productions. I love this record for how distilled it is. It is bone dry. It is beautifully recorded. David Rawlings is an unbelievable guitar player. His sense of melody and sort of fighting conventional melody and putting in tension that anybody else doing it would just sound like a wrong note, and he does it so intentionally and so flawlessly. I love it. I'm better than Cats. I'll take it.
I mean, that's really high praise coming from a prolific Portland, Maine producer, recording, and mixing engineer. So, and also, Gillian Welch is one of those artists that I have heard a lot, and I feel like I even saw her like at the State Theater at a show that I was working at or something. So I didn't really get to enjoy the show. But she's one of those artists that I've always been like, I need to go back and listen to her. And
she's been to Portland a bunch. She actually played the Skinny back in the day.
True. Wow. I was there.
So this is a great opportunity for me to finally take the plunge and start listening to her.
I don't think it. You know, again, I don't think it's a bad idea to you know, if we're gonna be stuck on this island to explore something new that you've not heard.
Yeah, and she's been on my radar for like 20 years, so I don't know what my excuse is for why I haven't done it yet.
I have picked the 2 of them up at the airport and driven them around in the car and carried their guitars.
Wow.
So that happened. Just saying. Name drop. Guess what? Very friendly. And then they played at that State Theater that night, and I believe, Jones, you were there, and I did get to watch it, and guess what? Very good. So I'm looking for it. Yeah, that's a great choice. It's one that I'm less familiar with, but I know I'm going to be happy with it. Yeah, okay, I'm going to choose for my must-have. I'm going to choose Amy Mann's Bachelor #2. I have to have it.
Haha, my plan worked.
Yeah.
Get Spencer to pick the one that I wanted.
Yeah, and that's fine. I if I was manipulated into that, I'm happy with it. There's
I'm also fine with that. I think either the 2 of you together or one of the 2 of you introduced me to that record. And Amy Mann in general, who I also saw play at the State Theater as well as lots of other places since then. and she's great. I love her. I love Till Tuesday and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
I'm down with Amy
She doesn't
Mann.
make shitty records.
No, she doesn't.
Nope.
She writes good songs and plays them well.
Okay, there's nothing personal going on here, right? There's no vendettas. You just have to.
I think we can. I mean, I think we can all agree that these are all really terrific, just objectively terrific records.
Yeah, my feelings are not going to be hurt with whatever we.
We're
end
just
up
going to
with
miss
here.
the music.
And we're going to miss a lot of music. We're already missing the Beatles.
But in the interest of,
So-
rather than being like, I like this last round we did. It's very positive, like it's supportive. But now, let's get into some cutthroat shit, and so we can have people. I want to hear people's loss. I want to hear like that kind of thing.
Do we have to? Do we have to? Is there any defense protocol? Is there any?
How do we,
like the dinner
yeah, do
party?
we want to have like you have everybody has one what do we want to call
one card that they can challenge?
challenge card, and it keeps it
Yeah.
on the list just for a little while longer. They can still get voted off in the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
One challenge card each. Use it wisely. All right, Jones, do you want to go first?
Oh, I was afraid you were going to say that. Honestly, I'm not going to pick this, but I did think about it. I have never been a big Pink Floyd guy, and I did think about maybe giving Wish You Were Here the boot. But and I'm sorry, Wyman, I'm only going to do this because I have no idea what this music sounds like, and I know this should be this should be a reason for me to want to listen to it more. But I'm going to go with the Brian Blade Fellowship, Seasons of Change.
I will not challenge it. I will publicly shame you for your
Here we go.
lack of adventurousness and
I knew the goodwill was going to go out the door pretty quick.
I will also, but I'll also say that, in like some of the reasons I picked that instrumental jazz, like Miles is going to maybe carry that torch for us in a different way.
Man, now you're making me wish I just went with Wish You Were Here.
Just wish. I'm going to.
I'm gonna stick with my choice.
It's okay if I jump in here?
Please
Do it, because I don't want to.
This sucks. I'm gonna. Fuck this choice. I don't know. I'm gonna ditch Roberta and Donnie.
Ooh,
I know.
Ouch.
I know. But I feel like Aretha's gonna make up for it. And I can't see not having Aretha's voice.
I feel like those were on the same sort of spectrum for me, and I was leaning in the opposite direction.
Interesting.
Of if I had to make a decision between the two of those, I might regretfully pick Lady Soul and keep Roberta and Donnie.
I can't do it. I can't not have Aretha on there. I'm sorry. I'm doing it. It's Roberta and Donnie. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm not going to fight it because that's a tough one, but
It sucks.
we got to make choices, and there's enough things on this list to make me happy if we only have 10 albums.
What do you say, Wyman?
I'm going to say that unless there is a giant weed plant on the desert island, maybe I'd get rid of Philip Glass.
I'm debating whether to use my card on that one because it is singular.
I know.
Yeah, fuck it. You know what? I'm going to defend that one more than I'm going to defend because I feel I'm getting ready to defend both that and Wish You Were Here. So
Okay, this same approach is coming around in another
that's right.
circle.
That's
Is
right.
that-
So
Okay.
I'm going to defend Glassworks.
So you're vetoing me. Okay.
Yeah, that's I used it. So I no longer have my veto card.
Does that mean that I can't immediately do it again in my next round?
It does not. It just has to make
Okay.
it another round. But you have to keep in mind that while you're doing that, I might be throwing one of yours off the boat. So
Oh, you're going to be throwing all of mine off the boat.
that's not true.
does this mean it's my
That's right.
turn?
It's your turn, Jones.
All right, I'm going to throw away Wish You Were Here now that you've used your veto card.
You lack imagination, Jones.
Oh, wow.
Fine. There better be fucking weed on this island. It's going to be bored. All right. Is it my turn to...
We'll just drink seawater until we're out of our minds.
Yes, let's hallucinate through dehydration. Looking at this list, I'm going to choose... Bonnie Raitt? No. Summer Teeth? Elvis Costello? So I really feel like we need to keep Soundgarden on so we have something heavy to listen to.
It is, yeah.
And we need to keep Tribe on. We need to keep... like Ben Folds, Elvis Costello both kind of fill like a particular songwriting, at least. They have some commonalities
Absolutely.
there. The Village Green, though... Pet Sounds has to stay, according to me. Aretha, Bonnie's Nick of Time. Nick of Time is... There are songs on Nick of Time that are the best songs that are ever recorded, and there's some that are just fine, I think. Although I can't imagine dying with you two boneheads on a dust pile, not having heard Bonnie sing one last time. Can Summer Teeth kind of fills that psychedelic void that Zach just robbed us of?
And I felt like Summer Teeth scratched some of like experimental Beatles, like Sgt. Pepper moments.
Yeah.
Not that they're on the same. It's not the same, but we don't have the Beatles. We lost the Beatles, so
I see what you're doing,
this
salesman.
has some of.
Don't try to influence me right now with your sales pitch. I do not want Corinthian leather. Thank you.
Let me tell you about the service plan for this cargo ship, Spencer.
You know what?
I'm feeling the water is up above my knees right now.
I'm going to choose Ben Folds 5, and I'm going to do so because I feel like we're not getting younger on this island, and I feel like Elvis Costello, I'll relate to that more maybe, and also between Elvis and Wilco, we're going to kind of scratch that Beatles itch, which Ben Folds would also kind of scratch, like more like the Wings itch, you know.
Sure.
So I'm choosing Ben Folds, lest Wyman you choose to use your veto card.
I do not challenge. That was a difficult decision.
It sucked. I hated it.
Well, hello there, my friends. Zach Jones here with your Bull Moose Minute for the week beginning August 31st. This week at Bull Moose, one of my all-time favorite Rolling Stones records, Goat's Head Soup. That's right, Goat's Head Soup 2020. Goat's Head Soup 2020 features 3 unheard tracks: Crisscross, Scarlet, and All the Rage, plus demo versions, outtakes, live performances, and more. There's a deluxe 4 LP and 4 CD box sets that pay homage to the original release, including the much sought-after Brussels Affair recorded live at the Forced National Arena in October of 1973, plus a full disc of rarities and alternatives, including the 3 unheard tracks. The 4 CD box set also includes a 120-page book of rare photos and essays, plus 4 reproduced 1973 tour posters. They are rolled up inside the package to avoid creasing. Goat's Head Soup 2020 is also available in deluxe 2 CD and 2 LP packages, as well as on standard CD and LP. So look for Goat's Head Soup 2020 from the Rolling Stones at Bull Moose, available this week. Also, available right now at Bull Moose stores. That's right this very instant, you can go to a Bull Moose location and purchase Good at Losing Everything, the new album from Portland, Maine hometown heroes, The Ghost of Paul Revere. Of the new album, Ghost member Griffin Sherry says, "This album is about change, about loss and vulnerability. We took chances, grew, but remembered where we came from. The Ghost has always been what we want it to be. I hope people listen, really listen to the record as a whole. It ebbs and flows between each of us, encapsulating a band at the edge of defying what defined us, but still remembering who we were and what we can be." Good at Losing Everything was recorded by prolific Portland, Maine producer, recording and mix engineer Jonathan Wyman. It was produced by Spencer Albee. That's right, of Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe. Good at Losing Everything by the Ghost of Paul Revere is available right now at Bull Moose stores. Bull Moose has locations peppered throughout Maine and New Hampshire. They have got everything you need to get you through the hell that is 2020. That's right, they've got your music, your LPs, your CDs, your movies, your Blu-rays, your posters, your coffee mugs with band logos, your books, you name it, Bull Moose has got it. They can be found at bullmoose.com. They're on Facebook. They're on Instagram at Bull Moose Stores. They are open for retail with safety protocols in place. Visit bullmoose.com and find the location nearest to you, or just order right from the site. This is Zach Jones. This has been your Bull Moose Minute. A thank you.
Me?
All right.
My turn?
Your turn.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. This is so hard.
Yeah, this
I know.
sucks.
In light of this, I'm gonna reluctantly nix Nick of Time.
Jones, you going to use your card?
Yeah. Ouch. I think I am going to use my card. Yeah. I think I want to keep Bonnie hanging
I've
around.
been
I
vetoed
think
twice.
I need to hear that voice, especially if I'm going to be eaten or, if I'm going to be sun fried or dehydrated. I don't know.
No, I was going to pan sear you.
Okay, that's cool. Oh, you're bringing a pan
I was going
too?
to finish you in the oven, little rosemary.
I hope you cut off one of your legs to make room for that pan.
Right.
I'm gonna sous vide you. I'm gonna
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
kill
we
you
have
in
a
the slowest possible way.
we have a sous vide machine, but only room for.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight for Bonnie. I
Fair.
need that.
All right, all right, Jones. What do you got?
Oh no! I was like taking a deep breath because I just saved Bonnie, and now I realize I have to.
That's
sing
right. You
Somebody
saved
else.
Bonnie, and now you're gonna throw one of our records off. Maybe, I don't know. It's a tough position for you to be in.
This is so hard. Oh no!
Jones might actually cry on this one.
I know. It's just. You sure somebody else doesn't want to take
No,
this
it's
turn?
you. You gotta choose one. You gotta throw it over the edge.
Man, I might have to go with Philip Glass. I don't know what else to do.
I don't envy you, or like you. After that,
No, I'm sorry. You used your defense for
that's
it.
fine. That's fine. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
It is.
Bonnie's out. Sorry.
That was totally retaliatory.
No,
That was
absolutely it wasn't.
tit for tat. I'll be.
Yeah. You like that? You like that?
Yeah.
That wasn't
Yeah.
retaliatory. It was in action,
Yeah.
but it wasn't. No, it's just that album. That's where for those things I was like the songs I love on Nick of Time. I love as much as I love anything, and then there's just some other jams that are just I don't know. We've only got so many sides of a record here. They've got to be all killer, no filler.
I hear you, and I also there's that record that it's a weird time, 89-ish, right? Like
Yeah.
it's a little on the, I can't tell if I'm analog or digital yet, so I'm just gonna.
I've got to ride the line.
Yep.
All right, we're back to Wyman.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's got. I'm the only one with a veto left, right?
That's right. We've used ours. So.
This is like the most dead air on any podcast.
I know it's gonna end up being like a 15-minute podcast when you're done editing it. All right, Axis Bold as Love.
Oof.
Sorry,
Oof,
I know
nothing we
you
can do
guys
about
both
it.
picked it. Yep.
Yeah, but we both used our vetoes, so
Yes,
This is
but
not.
I
I mean,
see you, Jimmy.
haven't used my Danny DeVito.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
It's Jones, it's you.
Oh, man. All right. You guys are going to hate me, but I'm going to go with, or maybe this is where Wyman uses his veto. I'm going to go with Super Unknown.
yeah, I'll use my veto. I love that record.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Super Unknown.
God damn it.
Now we don't have any heavy music. Are you happy now?
Right. Well, because I got rid of Jimi Hendrix because I was like, well, and you know.
All right. Is it John Wyman's turn?
Already? Fuck.
Yeah, sorry. So we are at, just to give everyone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One more must go.
This is it?
This is it.
This is the last one?
This is the last
And nobody's
one.
got any vetoes?
No one's got any vetoes.
That's right. So whatever you say. Yeah.
So your available choices are, just to, for everyone else, we haven't done. It occurs to me I probably should have done this earlier. The remaining albums are Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory, Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever, Elvis Costello, Brutal Youth, Kinks are the Village Green Preservation Society, the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds, Aretha Franklin, Lady Soul, Amy Mann, Bachelor Number 2, which is one of our must-stays, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, which is one of our must-stays, Miles Davis, Kind of Blue, we have The Who, Who's Next, and Wilco's Summer Teeth. Oh, and I'm sorry. No, there's two more. There's a lineup here
because you didn't count Gillian Welch, right?
which is a must stay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we have to lose two more.
Okay. So I don't feel so bad now being the decider.
No, it's going to be Jones.
Oh, no. Now I feel bad. Yeah.
All right.
Oh, no.
I'm I think right now, like Kaiser Soze killing his own family. I think I'm going to nix one of my own picks
It better not be Full Moon Fever.
because I'm going to nix Full Moon Fever.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
Yeah, that was the guy.
Over brutal youth over Full Moon Fever?
Yes.
You're out of your fucking mind.
No, I'm not.
I got rid of one of mine to save this one. I'm furious. He's doing it. He's just taking...
I'm taking control.
Oh, I can't
Gone.
believe you're getting rid of Full Moon Fever. Get rid of the Kinks.
I actually didn't get rid of the Kinks because you guys both wanted the Kinks.
This is
Fine, I'll get rid of the Kinks.
No. Now you've been so nice.
It's too late. I'm seeing Full Moon Fever get waterlogged and taken under the
I know.
current.
I'm seeing it get pulled back up here.
Oh.
I'll
I'd be equally disappointed by either of those choices if you were
Oh, I
going with the
hate
Kinks
both
or
of
Tom
them.
Petty. Yeah.
I hate getting rid of both. I love both of those albums so much.
Yeah.
it was literally, I was respecting the fact that, like, okay, you guys both thought of that record, but I would take Full Moon Fever over it, for sure. Over Village Green.
I've listened to the Village Green so many times. I love it so much, but, like, I don't know, like, I feel like Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever.
You're trying to steal Wyman's choice.
I'm sorry to, like, yeah, I really got a rise out of me there.
I will take it into consideration because it came, for me on that pass, it was down between the Kinks and Full Moon Fever.
Okay, let me ask this. I'm kind of breaking protocol here, but, like, while we find ourselves in an impasse, where, like, John, you were going to take Full Moon Fever off so much, and I was like, I wanted to defend that album so much because I love it so much. But, like, Jones, let me ask you this: rather than Village, would you prefer Village Green or Who's Next?
Oh, man.
Now, Who's Next is our only rock album. It's our only rock and roll album.
Yeah. Wait, why are you challenging me with this?
I'm just asking. I'm not challenging you with it, but like.
I mean, honestly, I would, if I were to challenge Full Moon Fever next to Village Green, ultimately I would take Village Green because you got 2 discs of All Killer No Filler versus an album that ends with Zombie Zoo.
Zombie Zoo is a great song.
It is a great song.
It makes me so happy. Like, what if I were to say, like, because I feel like I chose Who's Next. I don't know if I would rather keep. I don't want to, like, because I know that, like, Wyman, you're defending Brutal Youth, right? And that's not one I'm attached to as much. But I also feel like if after I listen to it after a while, I'll be in it. I'll be there. You know what I mean?
Well, and I feel like Brutal Youth has, Elvis Costello and Chad Blake and Bob Ludwig on one record. Yeah. It's like, I love all the songs on it. It just does a lot of stuff for me.
Yeah.
Well, Wyman, maybe this will help you. The fact that I was supposed to get the final vote, and Brutal Youth I was going to keep on board.
You were going to keep it?
I was going to keep it.
Great. So that's 2 for... Okay, maybe the way we do this now is each album is on, like, maybe by majority. Let's use majority here. This is too much for, like, one person to just, like, throw. I just feel like we're at an impasse here where it's like we're trying to you're trying to
let me skip it ahead and use my choice first, because that will eliminate another one potentially. For the same reason that you would potentially be willing to let Village Green Preservation Society go, I would be willing to let Pet Sounds go. I have listened to that record a million times over the years. I've got it inside my brain. I can hear it without playing the record.
But that's another one that I would defend. Like, I'm seeing it there, and it's like that absolutely has to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, so we're still the impasse.
So maybe, hold on. I'm gonna unstrike Village Green. Okay, and I'm not trying to.
I'm gonna pull this second veto card out of my pocket.
No vetoes. I just feel like let's go through and discuss each one, because I feel like we're making decisions now. Like, we have to be happy, all three of us, with these choices for the rest of time. We've got 3 that are locked in, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 11 all day. Hold on. 1, 2. I'm just going to get rid of the ones that are... I got to pare this list down. Sorry. Ah, man, I can't believe you guys got rid of Wish You Were Here. Losers. Sorry. Just, okay, so we have... Okay, Wyman did vote Village Green off, but I feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wait, you did vote Village Green
10,
off?
11, 12.
Or was that you were pressured into changing your vote?
No, he voted. He was going to vote Full Moon Fever off. Did I pressure you guys into changing your vote? Is that what I did?
Well, no. You actually enabled me to make the vote I wanted to make, but felt bad about.
Right. Okay, so, like, show of hands here. Like, aside, I'm going to put the 3 that are just, everyone got to choose one that, like, they had to have, and there it is. They're all at the top. Okay? Those are Gillian Welch, Amy Mann, Marvin Gaye. Those are going in no matter what. After that, we have Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory, Full Moon Fever, Tom Petty, Elvis Costello, Brutal Youth. The Kinks are... I reinstated. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like a bully or anything. Beach Boys, Pet Sounds, Aretha, Lady Soul, Miles Davis, Kind of Blue, The Who, Who's Next, and Wilco, Summer Teeth. So of these, now remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need to lose 2. And I don't like. I would prefer to know how everyone feels about these things before you do it, and not necessarily like making a personal sacrifice for another one of us that we might not even need to make. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, of these final 9, which needs to become 7, do you want to just do a show, like go through and do a show of hands, so to speak? Like, if all 3 hands aren't up?
I'm willing to just sacrifice Village Green for you guys, because if it's between that and Full Moon Fever, I'm gonna cry either way. So let's keep the one that both.
See,
of you guys
I'd want to sacrifice Who's Next for you guys.
No, I'm gonna fight real hard for Who's Next, because it's really the only rock and roll, rock and roll. I mean, there's
I want to stay there.
There's
for that
some
too.
rocking moments on Brutal Youth, but it's not rock like the Who.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Same, boy. Getting rid of Soundgarden too. I was like, we've got the Who still. So
I mean, we got to get rid of 2. Let's do this. Which ones do we all think are absolutely essential? Like, I might put out here that Miles Davis Kind of Blue is essential because it's the only one of its kind on this list at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
We fair with that?
It's instrumental. Yep. It's a jazz record. It's like singular in genre as far as this list goes.
That's right. How do we feel about Pet Sounds being essential?
I mean, in every situation, normally I would say it's essential, but as I said earlier, if I had to let one go, that's one.
Here's the thing, okay? If we're going to compare, right? Like, if it's Pet Sounds versus Summer Teeth,
right?
Are we going to take the original or are we going to take the remake? Mm-hmm. Not that Summer Teeth it's not a remake, but it's like, I think we can fairly say that it dips into that school. It dips its toes into that pool. I'm mixing metaphors, I know.
Yeah.
But I just think that...
And also, that's...
Go ahead, Jones.
I was just going to say that I suppose that is another one that I like that album a lot, but it's also one that I'm like, you guys like it, and I like it enough to let you have it. So if now you're questioning it, then I guess I would rather see Summer Teeth go than
it's not
Pet
even that I'm
Sounds.
questioning it, but if it comes down to between those two, because we've done this a couple of times now, where it's like, okay, is it Tribe Called Quest? Is it De La Soul? I'd say if there were two things on an axis together, it's these two records.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess we got to make a decision because the water's up to our waist now.
Thank you for reinstating the urgency. I'm just sitting here staring at this list, kind of hating my life right now. I would be agreeable to Summer Teeth if that's where we're at. Because, would I choose? Choose Village Green?
I think that's where we're at.
What's that?
There's not going to be any. There's not going to be any good, fun solution to this, and I see those as existing on the same plane.
Yeah.
All right.
And it sounds like Village Green is the other one based on the conversation that we already got us to this point.
Interesting.
How do we really feel about Brutal Youth, you guys? Like, that's a really outside pick for me. It
is, but I really like it.
It's a last minute audible for me. I know.
Well, hold on. Am I getting rid of Summer Teeth?
I think we are.
Okay, here we go.
Whew.
I'm thinking about being on that record or on that island and Brutal Youth being a friend.
I don't have as much of a relationship with that album, but again, I'm sure that I will. We got to get rid of one more. I
can tell you guys are just going to give me stink eye every time I play this Gillian Welsh record.
No, that's fine.
No, I'm into that, especially because she's our only other female voice besides Aretha.
And Amy Mann.
He was confused because her last name is Mann.
That's right. And I traditionally spell Mann with two N's anyway. So,
did you know that she's a Manfred Mann's daughter?
Oh, yeah. The Manfred Mann?
The Manfred Mann, who was roommates with Steely Dan. Okay, so here's what needs to happen, friends. I hate to say this, but the three of us need to throw one of these following records into the ocean, or our lifeboat's going to sink. We are now in the end. We have to get rid of Low End Theory, Full Moon Fever, Brutal Youth, Village Green, Pet Sounds, Lady Soul, or the Who's Next. One of them has to go. It has to
So
go.
listen, but by the same token that we accepted Kind of Blue as being singular, I'm going to say Low End Theory has to stay. It's hip hop. It's the
Same.
only hip hop
It's-
record.
Fine.
Yeah. I'm literally in the same boat. Oh.
Okay. I'm going to also, on that note, say that the Beach Boys' Pet Sounds is also singular. It's like it fills...
Especially now that we got rid of Summer Teeth, I will see that.
Okay. Great.
Agreed.
This is an easier way to do
Can
this.
I? Yeah, I mean,
I know the solution here. I know what it is, but I just don't
I
want to
know.
quote
I
it.
think you and I just came with the same idea, Jones.
Yeah. It's Brutal Youth has got to go.
I'm going to let you two decide that because, like, again, this is one that I know is important to you, and I want you to be happy.
I mean, I'm happy it made it this far in the pantheon. You know, if it's the last one cut from the team,
I can live with that too, especially with everything else that's on this list.
it's definitely of the like iconic records. It is probably the least iconic record on this list.
You guys voting it off?
I think so.
I think we have to.
That's painful. Here we go. Gentlemen, we have to get into the lifeboat. The water is up to our necks, but we are taking with us this final list. Gillian Welch, Time, The Revelator. Amy Mann's Bachelor No. 2. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. Tribe Called Quest, Low End Theory. Tom Petty's Full Moon Fever. Kinks Are the Village Green Preservation Society. Beach Boys' Pet Sounds. Aretha Franklin's Lady Soul. Miles Davis, Kind of Blue. And The Who, Who's Next. And you know what? Now that we don't have to get rid of any of those, I feel pretty good about that list.
I mean,
Me too. I feel good about
it's
that.
a seriously good playlist. That's
Yeah.
that's some good listening.
Wyman, I'm sorry I hit that iceberg and cost you the entire collection of
All
recorded music.
in history, not to mention
But-
a multi-bajillion-dollar cargo ship that I borrowed from my uncle.
Oh, I thought you said you bought
I
it.
don't know.
You bought
Either
it with
way,
your number
it's-
one record money. All right.
Well, I'm glad we were able to save these 10 records, and hopefully we'll get rescued.
Wait, is that a boat approaching? Shit. Is that Jeffrey?
Ahoy, losers! Got your distress call. Hey, I found your Beatles and Zeppelin and Stevie Wonder records floating over there, so I grabbed them. And this boat's big enough for the three of you and probably the turntable, 2 speakers, and 25 records, so you can go ahead and hop in.
Oh no!
Oh, no!
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Fuck!
Damn it, Jeffrey.
J2D saves the day again.
It's time for Happy Hour, presented by Main Spirits. This week, we're going to dip into a recipe that comes by way of the Luxardo website. We've used Luxardo in some drinks before. It's a maraschino liqueur. It's the one that comes in a little woven basket, tall bottle. And it's a great liqueur. It tastes great, like in and of itself, and definitely is a real dazzler in a cocktail. The last word features Luxardo, maraschino liqueur. And this week, we're going to make a cocktail called the Colonial Cocktail. So let's get our tools together. We're going to need a martini glass. We're going to need a shaker full of ice, a top to the shaker, and a strainer as well, and a double strainer. So that's when you strain it from one, like the regular strainer, into like the little mesh thing into the drink. So let's get our ingredients together. We will need a London dry gin. We'll need fresh pink grapefruit juice, preferably squeezed on the spot, and that's why you want a double strain. If you want to take out the extra pulp, some people like it in there, some people don't, but the option is to double strain and make it really smooth without any chunks of pulp floating around in there. We'll also need Luxardo maraschino liqueur. So let's build this thing. In a shaker full of ice, please pour 1 1/2 ounce of dry gin, 1 ounce of fresh pink grapefruit juice, and 1/4 ounce of Luxardo maraschino liqueur. A little bit goes a long way. Let's put the top on that and shake it. Shake it like you're mad at it. And now let's strain into the other strainer, into our chilled martini glass. Go ahead and strain it in there. And we can garnish it with grapefruit zest. So just a swath of the grapefruit rind. And you'll squeeze it and rub it around the edge. Drop it in there. Let's take a sip. Oh, shocker. It's amazing. It's amazingly refreshing. It's a drink that is going to take you out of the summer and into the fall. I feel like gin stands up all year long. And certainly this liqueur has a lot of complexity. It's a little bit sweet, but not too. And grapefruit juice, well, that's just good for you. The Colonial Cocktail, an offering from the fine folks at Luxardo. All of these spirits and liqueurs are brought into the state of Maine by Maine Spirits. You can learn more about this cocktail and other cocktails and how to make them and where to get all this stuff and ideas and inspiration at mainspirits.com. You can follow them on Instagram at main_spirits, or you can download their app for your smartphone. But what's most important is that we all want you to drink both deliciously and responsibly. Spencer and Zach Explore the Universe is brought to you by Maine Spirits. Learn more at mainspirits.com or download their app for your smartphone. By Bull Moose. Learn more or order at bullmoose.com. By State Theater Portland, Maine. Learn more about what they're working on and what they're presenting at statetheaterportland.com. And by Sun Tiki Studios at suntikistudios.com. This show is a Mistakes Were Made production.